But you don't know. Appreciate that. Appreciate it.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome each one of you all here tonight. Today is October the 6th, 2025. And we are here at the Mary Jo Haywood Council Chamber here at City Hall for our work session for tonight for the city of Camilla. At this time, we're going to go ahead and get started with our meeting. First of all, welcome again, council. And we'd like to get an approval of our agenda for tonight.
Motion to approve. Second.
All those in favor? All those opposed? All right, motion has been carried. All right, now at this time, we're going to move right on the agenda for tonight, and we have our speaker appearance. And at this time, the floor is open for any speaker appearance.
Good afternoon, council. My name is Kelvin Owens, a proud citizen of District 2. And I want to make sure that I got my stopwatch ready to go. All right, so council, in 2023, Merriam-Webster Dictionary named the word authentic as its word of the year in 2023. The opposite of fake or pretending, authentic. Looking at the agenda tonight, a week after passing a nearly or over $50 million budget, I had hoped to see more policy-driven initiatives. One in particular is the new hotel downtown. To remain authentic, we have to continue that effort. We have a location, we have a development. The only thing we don't have is a bond to build it. The analysis states that the hotel will pay for itself. We have not seen anything in this city that says anything different than the initial analysis we had done. The naysayers have been around for the last 3 to 5 years, and every one of them, to include the seasoned ones, eventually show up for the ribbon cuttings. In other words, every initiative that a majority of this council has put forward, even when folks were against it, eventually they showed up for the ribbon cutting, proving that that initiative was good to go. And the hotel was another one of those. All of us must remain authentic. If a vote fails, at least you try, but you remain authentic. Our charter doesn't require a unanimous vote, just 4. And every vote does not have to pass. Dr. King once said there's 2 types of peace. There's negative peace, where everything is smooth and nice, but fairness and justice is absent. And then you have what he called positive peace, where even though you may have tensions, at least fairness and justice exist. Council, this is the beginning of a new fiscal year. what the majority of this council set out to do 3 years ago, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. And I hope that the things that were discussed 3 years ago and the plans that we had for the city 3 years ago continues. I can appreciate the 20-minute meetings, I get it. But there is a lot of work that needs to be done in this city. And with that, council, I hope to see more of that in the future. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any other speaker appearance at this time? Okay. Hearing none, we're going to go ahead and move into further on our agenda for tonight. And at this time, we're going to have a public hearing for our millage rate. And at this time, could I get a motion to go into our public hearing for the millage rate?
Motion to approve. Second.
All right, all those in favor? All those opposed, same sign. All right, that motion has been carried. And at this time, we are open for a public hearing for our millage rate.
Absolutely.
Good evening again, council. So tonight, as I just mentioned in the speaker appearance, you recall that one of the things that have been echoed here at this, over the last few years in this council chambers has been we don't raise taxes and utility rates on our citizens. Again, the naysayers and what I consider to be a so-called newspaper went against that in editorials and everything, and that's just a crazy idea. That doesn't make any sense to keep property taxes and utility bills low, because there's bills that gotta be paid and that kind of thing. As I mentioned earlier, and it appears tonight, that the same naysayers, even the seasoned ones, will finally come around again and recognize that those narratives, if you will, those declarations were once again correct. Because I assume that a majority of this council tonight is going to vote to lower property taxes in this city like we've been doing for the last 3 to 5 years. So it's happy to see that finally some of the folks are coming on board. The other part that I want to say that if folks are concerned about the loss of revenue that relates to decreasing the millage rate, and we had to decrease it this year because of the digest, i.e. the property values in this city rising. And I would assume, why is that? Could it be this brand new resource center? Could it be this new gym that's coming? Could it be these new businesses that are showing up? I don't believe that property owners should be paying a penalty because their city is growing. I think that's a good thing. Also, if folks are concerned about the loss of revenue by not raising property taxes on the citizens of this city, just know that you've got at least 4 businesses, and I think all of them, brand new, that's going to be running their refrigerator or their freezers 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're going to be using the city's water. They're going to be using the city's gas, and obviously the electricity. So we're going to be making money that way. I would also argue, if you are concerned, if anybody is concerned about the loss of revenue by not lowering the millage rate so that there's no rate increase here in the citizens of Camilla, I want to point you to this past weekend. Just right there across the street, there on Hardy, you had almost 300 folks here. Not to mention the alumni folks. Arguably, you had about 1,000 folks in this town. Guess what, though? The majority of them, when they left here, they had to go to a surrounding city to sleep. They didn't stay here. Again, if we're concerned about property taxes staying low and this type of thing, you have to remember that a majority of this council a few years ago came up with a great plan to help grow our economy so that we don't have to worry about taking care of our citizens either through low utility rates or low property rates. We need a hotel in this town to get the hotel motel tax that comes with it and everything else. We are not going to be able to tax and raise utility rates our way out of prosperity. And Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, I just want to make sure this is a 5-minute deal, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, good. So we have the cornerstones in place so that you don't have to worry about missing that additional property tax if you lower the millage rate tonight. Council, you're building a $5 million state-of-the-art gym right around the corner. That gym is not just about folks going to play basketball. That is an economic development tool. Basketball tournaments, wrestling tournaments, chess tournaments, whatever that can be done in that facility. You can't bring the folks here for those tournaments just so that other surrounding cities are going to get the hotel motel tax out of it. You need a hotel downtown, and I say that respectfully. Council, as I mentioned before, the analysis that was done for this hotel, it pays for itself. Do not concern yourself, or I would recommend that you not concern yourself with the loss of any property tax that you will achieve, or we will achieve, if you lower the millage rate tonight. And I hope that that is done. So with that, council, again, we have things in place, so you don't have to worry about lowering the millage rate. All right, thank you.
All right, any other speaker appearance for the public hearing for the millage rate? All right, hearing none, we are going to move to our next item, which is item number 4. Council, this will be an action item for tonight. And this item is resolution number 2025-10-06-1, which is to approve the and adopt the 2025 millage rate. And as you may already have in your presence tonight, you will see the resolution here. And for the record, this being an action item, I'll go ahead and read this resolution into the minutes. The City of Camilla, resolution number 2025-10-6-1, resolution to set the Avalon Tax for 2025 tax digest. Whereas pursuant to OCGA 48-5-32, the millage rate for the Avalon tax for the 2025 tax digest was brought before the council at a meeting held on October the 6th, 2025. And whereas all notice have been given as required by law, and whereas the 2024 millage rate was 6.165, and whereas after full review of the tax rate and the need for the city, the council find it appropriate to set the current 2025 millage rate at 6.084 mil. Upon consideration and vote, the council hereby set the millage rate at 6.8084 mil for the city's Avalon Tax Digest for the year 2025. So it resolved on this 6th day of October 2025, City of Camilla, and that is the end of this resolution. Now, at this time, the council, after hearing this resolution, is there any discussion or anything that you would like to bring out before we adopt this? All right, hearing none, we'd like to get a motion to approve the resolution that was just read, resolution number 2025-10-06-1. Approve and adopt this 2025 millage rate.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right. All those in favor? All those opposed, same sign. All right, that motion has been carried and this millage rate has been approved and adopted. Thank you, council. All right, we're gonna move right along to, item number 5, and this will be our discussion items at this time. First of all, we have a proclamation that has been given to us for retired educators. And, as you know in your copy, of this, of your program tonight, you will see the proclamation here in front of you, and we would like to do this next week. If we can have 3 council members to approve to make this action item for next week.
Motion to make this an action item? Just
Just okay, all right. All right, that action, that item right there will be an action item for next week, and we will read the proclamation into law at that time. Okay, number 2 of the discussion item is the 2026 alcohol renewal form here, and as you notice in your package here, I think Chief Hendrick have already signed off on all of the stores and restaurants and ones that sell alcohol, and as you will see that you have some on premises and off premises. So all of these have been approved through him. I think we just gonna need council approval on all of these businesses. Do I have 3 council members that would like to see this as an action item? And first of all, if there's any discussion on this.
There's a stipulation, I didn't know if it pertains to all stores or just the package stores, where it says no game machine renewals.
There were some game machines,
Some of the convenience stores have them, and I didn't know if that's
it wouldn't be
I
one.
don't know what a game machine,
Yeah,
when we talk about
it requires to be licensed for us. We would know that.
okay, alright, you know what I'm talking, you walk in, they're sitting there playing, so that's not something that requires a license.
Let me just say that if they have them, I can confirm them. We'll get them off.
But the original question was, is that just for a retail package store, or is that anybody that's selling alcohol? We're not sure.
Sure, where else have you seen this not selling alcohol?
Well, I haven't, that's what I'm saying, but
They find them in the convenience.
the asterisk says no game machine removals. So I'm just.
There was a business in town that had pool tables, I know that, but they don't have them anymore, they may have had some machines in there.
Just check and see, because I don't want to call anybody out, but there are a couple of convenience stores I've gone in that have those machines, and it looks to me like it's just under retail package stores, not under
I would have
convenience stores. I got you. Okay, what's that? That's the only question I have on it.
Okay, all right. Do we have at least 3 council members that want to see this as an action item for next week? Okay, all right, thank you, council. It'll be an action item for next week. All right, number 3 on the agenda is a bid award to for the 2024-25 road resurfacing improvement. And we know back bids was received and open for the above projects back on September 25th, 2025. A total of 5 bids were received and read aloud. David Teller's Construction and Company was with the base price, base bid of $462,928.50 was determined to be the lowest bidder. And David Teller's Construction Incorporated is GDOT certified and has completed all types of work for the city of Convilla before. And I think the roads and everything is already printed into your paperwork, your that you have, and Stillwater is the one, our engineers are the one that will be kind of like overseeing this. We were just gonna need 3 hands to move this to an action item for next week. And if there is any discussion, the table is open. No,
I haven't not read one of these before, and I just couldn't figure out how much they were resurfacing. Is it in feet? When I look at the numbers where it says quantity, the asphalt concrete, I'm assuming the first thing is that. So if it says 57, is that 57 feet? I just, like I said, that's the only question I had.
That's, it says, I believe that's 57 tons, so this is all for the same road. The first one's for
That's
Carter.
Furlow Street and Walker Street and
So-
Walker Street. So I just didn't know how much was paving was being done in each one, or if they do it as opposed to how much tonnage they're gonna use, or the distance that was supposed to be paved.
I'll go to the linear feet on what's being painted, so furlough will be 431.
So the 5-inch double center striping, that 430 would be, that would be equivalent to the amount being paved.
We have the, map as well.
Okay, but that's the only question I had, was just how much was paved.
Yeah, I'll go to the linear feet.
So that would be the same thing pretty much as the striping.
Yeah, almost the road. Some of them don't have the striping.
All right, thank you.
yes, and as you notice that here, it says resurfacing and improvement, so everything may not, but we have like 12 different roads or streets that has some.
And they've already been prioritized, I know that,
Yes.
I just wanted to know what I was looking at, I didn't know how to tell how much was being paid, but I think that's probably the best.
And some of the roads are simple resurface, but,
Some
a
are
lot of them were complete, milled up, and redone.
I know that the pictures you showed, one of those roads was pretty bad.
McDonald, I believe, is
Yes,
first one,
that- yeah.
and this,
It's bad.
And there was another one, it's over there by the train track, is that McDonald, over that, by Boston's?
Yeah, that's my problem.
Thank you.
All right, do I have 3 council members?
I just,
Go ahead.
mine was along the same, just wanted to confirm, especially for Cedar Lane, was that a full resurfacing? I know it was in dire need.
Cedar Lane's a full resurface from both cul-de-sacs in Carter. And Dogwood is in very good condition, so that whole neighborhood's going to be.
And just for the record, I know I will kind of share these out with the public, but can we have you or the chair at this time just share in this moment all the streets that are set to be resurfaced? I know folks are not looking at this list.
We have, Furlow, Walker Street, Lamar, North Ellis, Myra, and Myra is the south side of Myra. Thomas Avenue, that's the street that butts up against, Barrow Street, it was paved in 23. Perry Street, Albert Lane, Hilliard Street, Cedar Lanes, 45th Street, McDonald Street, Plant Street, and that's it.
Thanks.
All right, thank you for sharing those streets with us, and I know that public citizens will be happy to know that these streets are going to be getting paved very soon. Okay, all right. Now, once again, is there any more discussion on this particular topic? All right, I get 3 council members that would like to see this as an action item for next week. All right, this item will be moved to an action item. Okay, thank you, council. All right, our next item on our agenda for tonight is the water tank maintenance. And at this time, we have a proposed maintenance, and we're going to allow our city manager, Ms. Cheryl, to let Luke go ahead and update us on this.
So, for the last few months, we've been reevaluating our maintenance program for the water towers. All 4 water towers around town. Our current contractor is USG. They're also involved with, the bids we got from 3 different vendors. There's 2 pretty close between USG and, Southern Corrosion. So USG did a 10-year contract, and they came out to $83,234, flat rate for the next 10 years. Southern Corrosion was at $90,589 for the first year, including a CPI every year after that. For the proposal, it's tip for tat, every paint job, all the washouts, inspections, it's on the same schedule. So this is judging, pretty much apples by the company. So with that, my recommendation would be to stay with USG, being that it's $7,000 for the first year, and throughout the 10-year contract period would be about $100,000 under the next company.
Okay, is there any discussion?
When would they start on that first?
They would start with, October would be the start of the year. So once we renew the contract, they would begin on the project. For year 1, it was that exterior paint job on leaching, which involves a containment, and that's built into the package, so there's no additional cost to that. That's built into this price. So.
Any other discussion or question that needs to be related?
Did think of one more thing, but on these, on the visual inspections, how often are they, I know y'all are here, how often are those inspections performed?
It's yearly.
Yearly?
Yearly inspections.
Okay,
And that's where you'll see the visual inspections, and you see, repairs needed.
right,
They're checking for any damage to the tower itself, and then they repair under the maintenance program. Because if anything goes wrong with the towers under this program, that's when we contract out. They're responsible to keep them up.
What will be our cost per year?
$83,234 dollars. And that's a reduction of what we're currently paying. And part of that is the washout schedule, which is combined with EPD.
What are we actually paying a year now?
What is 86?
We were at 100,000, I think the last one I paid was 86.
All right, any other comment or discussion on this? And
I have one. The recommendation is pending, legal review of the contract, so we gotta get that.
the contractors are here tonight.
Yes,
USG is.
USG.
All right, on this particular item, do we have 3 council members wants to see this as an action item, and hopefully we'll have this, the contract on review by our attorney by next week. Okay, well, could we have 3 council members who'd like to see this move to an action item pending the, application review from our attorney? All right, that motion, not motion, but that item will appear on our agenda as an action item next week, with the pending of the attorneys reviewing this and making sure that we're in line, okay? All right. All right, this now will, come down to the conclusion of our, meeting. At this time, is there any other, council member have anything that they would like to bring to this council at this time? We'll start around the table. Councilwoman Kareem.
No, sir, I'm good, thank you.
Okay. Councilman Morgan.
Yes, sir. My topic would be utilities, and some bottlenecks that I believe have been caused by the late release of the August, bills for those, Cycle 7 customers. And quite naturally, I'm sure some council members may have received calls, but, I've been getting, some messages and calls, especially with new bills being due, this week. So what I've been able to investigate, the August billing cycle for Cycle 7 customers was released late, so this has placed ratepayers in a peculiar situation. I have received word that at least some ratepayers just were not able to secure their bills until at least September 20th. And this, of course, was just not ratepayers' intention, but definitely that billing delay has played a role in it. And it appears that this is coming from those same Cycle 7 delayed ratepayers. In this current October bill, while it is on this regularly scheduled time, again, just the delays, people had delays in paying, were unsure what bills were. I'm not sure what all ratepayers have gone through on that front, but I do know the facts. Word that our cycle did go out late. And I have sent some information in to staff, and I'm still getting some answers. But I'm particularly seeking just an estimated date that at least the Cycle 7 ratepayers receive their September bill. When did that August bill finally get to them? And in that, I'm getting concerns for these Cycle 7 customers on paying their bills on time this week. So some solutions upon the information I get back from staff. I want to explore what waiving any late fees may look like for the bills that have gone out now. What can we do for any extensions for those folks who receive Cycle 7 bills at a later date? And potentially even looking at a cycle policy change, exploring our due date requirement. Just in reviewing our due date, it just seems that it's consistent every month. It's either on the 15th or the 5th. And what we have seen now is that this does not accommodate any internal errors or just anything that may come about and bring any issues on ratepayers. So I'm seeking 3 council members to place this on the agenda next week, given the information that we received back from staff on what type of solution we can present. So I'll share a few solutions that I'm thinking of now. Of course, once I get this estimated date back, I have a more concrete it's language of what this potential plan could look like. But I would like 3 council members to agree to have this on the agenda next week to continue this discussion.
I'm in Cycle 7, and so we got the bill, and it was due a week later. Okay, we all know the previous bill was late coming, but, prior to that, it was usually about 10 to 12 days that we got it before it was due. And this past time, it was 7 days before it was due. So as far as being in that particular cycle, and you asked about it, I can tell you exactly what happened there. So is it usually about 10 days, Sharon? It is.
I like Dennis Ford's explanation on that.
Well, y'all all know that we were late on, we had staff
It's
member
done,
out.
it's done, yeah, I mean, you would share with us.
But we're back on track now. I mean, I've had several conversations with several staff members this afternoon on Corey's inquiry. we appear to be back on track, and I do have people in place, training is ongoing, where we will, not under my watch, but we find ourselves in this predicament again. I mean, I don't know if these due dates, I don't know the convenience to the customers out there, but the 5th and the 15th, we've been there since Ben Adams was here, I believe.
You know, I agree. I just think we come in a place too where we can explore what new looks like as well, being helpful for our ratepayers at the same time.
So what are you asking that we do?
So I'm getting information back from staff tomorrow, but today I would like this placed on the agenda to explore our work session on a solution for the September bills for Cycle 7 customers.
So the 7 days is not enough time, you're saying?
From the calls I'm getting, it's not.
Okay.
But Corey, what I did do, and, whether they walk in or call or whatever, if we were late mailing those bills out by 5 days, I extended the due date by 5 days, and I will always do that. I mean, it's not the customer's fault. So, I gave them the same amount of time that they would have had under the normal billing cycle to accommodate, if you had a 2-week window from the time you received it to the time you paid it, they still had that in place.
So in other words, you did extend extension to those
Yes,
individuals.
We do not assess any late fees or any penalties, cut off any of that until we were absolutely sure that people were in receipt of their bill. And I even buffered it, one of them, I think it was the Cycle 7, by a couple of days, because, they're telling me that they don't always get them, because I don't control the mail, so they go to Tallahassee for processing.
Right.
So with that being said, because I wasn't sure they would get the same amount of time, I think I buffered that particular cycle by an additional 2 days, plus 10.
Yeah, and I'm not knocking that, and I know they've all were thankful for that, but I think the situation that it has placed, even that extension has now put them in a situation where the bill is due. They just paid, I think folks just paid on the 22nd, and now they're faced with another $400 bill on the 5th. That's just the scenario we're in.
But then you're talking specifically about Cycle 7.
Yes, only Cycle 7.
Well,
I've only got, and that's why I sent a specific address.
You did.
I pulled, when people were calling, I asked for the address, and it's trending like these are all still Cycle 7 customers. They're still,
Well, if there's anyone out there having, in need of accommodation, please ask them to come see me. Because I've worked with some of the other customers.
Okay. Is there any other comments or anything?
I did want to backtrack. I was trying to flag Mr. Danny over there. We've had several folks ask us about speed bumps, and I don't know the process for that, but Lou, did you maybe, if people are, and we did witness it a couple of times too. What is the process for having that happen on your road?
Hold on before we go to that. Let me finish
Oh,
up
I'm
with Mr. Morgan, Councilman Morgan's. Councilman Morgan, what I would ask you to do is, I know you're going back and forth now with getting information from staff. Once we get all that information from Powell, we can have it on the agenda for Monday. You can ask for that at that particular time, once you get all of your, all the information that you need. Okay, and also as far as Cheryl, maybe you all can kind of connect together and maybe kind of answer some of your stuff, okay?
yes, sir.
All right. Okay,
I'm sorry.
all right.
I didn't mean to, I thought we were done with that. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
we
I just wanted to ask about speed bumps. We have 3 different streets that we've been asked about.
We can have officers check them out, but also every speed bump we put in, that's a big wear and tear on our vehicles, especially the fire trucks or back ambulance under load. It's rough on those machines especially fire trucks when they're responding to the call. I know in some high foot traffic areas they're needed. What are the areas?
Arthur,
MacArthur,
Well, MacArthur, and it's right past where the flashing light is. And when you come from there, it's a lot, it's fast, and I don't know what traffic it is, but that's one of them, and then the other two, one was Court and one was Stadium. Those are cut throughs, I think, getting across over, from Marty to 112 or 112 to Marty.
South MacArthur, or?
It's
It would be, actually,
a little, it's
MacArthur between Moultrie Road.
And 112.
And, right.
between Moultrie Road and 112.
Going southwest.
And they have several police reports on file, the neighbors do, from that particular area. Or so we were told, I have not investigated myself, but I will, I'll ask.
I can see all those streets getting cut through, from one highway to another.
That's what they are.
But I just wanted to ask and to see if there might be, what the process would be there. But again, we need to check with the police first, correct?
We can put another radar over there as well.
Okay,
Well, just so we can get some data.
gotcha.
So what's the difference between the traffic calming devices and the speed?
It's still rough on vehicles. The ones on Butler are still rough on.
Well, and I know we've added stop signs to both Court and Stadium, but they seem to, the residents seem to think they're being ignored.
What are they?
The stop signs that are there
It's three-way stops.
are being ignored.
I mean, there's no
I know,
device we can have. for-
I just, but that was.
We could have some police presence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only, it's
I
only
know,
device.
I just tell. Pass them on what I was asking.
I need to put up some cameras, that's what goes on everywhere, is cameras. Else, you can get some data then.
Thank you, I'm sorry.
All right, Councilman Collins, you have anything? All right, Councilman Lakers? Councilman Palmer?
Not this time.
Okay. All right. Well, now this brings us down to the end of our meeting. At this time, can I get a motion to adjourn our meeting at this time? All right, thank you. Meeting is adjourned.
Appreciate y'all.
Oh, not for you? Okay. Well, you're aware of it. You guys.